Some way from the path, you come across an old campsite between some rocks. A trampled-out campfire and scattered belongings, papers, bottles and a necklace, suggests that the traveller either had to flee in a hurry or was abducted.
That is a firstling necklace. I recognise the emblem. It belongs to the clan of the Roughblades.
We only know of one firstling out so far west these days, the dwarf whose notes we found in the tavern.
Star Slasher. If King Giselbert really did wield this sword, it would be an unbelievably valuable artefact. Just imagine if the sword really existed.
It's not worth losing your life for, or, in the worst case, losing your life and then rising again.
You look around again more closely, but there's not much here that could help you. The ground is too hard for footprints, and the objects that have been left behind could have come from any old dwarf trader.
Do you know anything about the Roughblades, Ballard?
Every firstling knows of the clan. They have a long tradition as weaponsmiths, though their work is often exotic and sometimes thought of as undwarfish. They experiment a lot with blade shapes and hilt lengths. Their weapons are easy to recognise.
Sounds as though someone from a clan like that would definitely be very interested in a legendary sword.
Might as well check this place first.
Giralda struggles to keep pace all day, and when you see her struggling, you give the order to set up camp for the night earlier than usual.
Are you all right?
The female dwarf looks ill, and as she's aware of the fact, she doesn't even try to make excuses.
The potion! It's finished! I need more of it!
She looks at you imploringly, as if you could help her. Over the next few days, Giralda's condition grows increasingly worse. She begins to shiver, and more than once you catch her muttering to herself and glancing at Andukai surreptitiously. The Mager claims she does not know what kind of potion it is and why Giralda might need it. You believe her, but you also notice that Andukai doesn't really seem interested in finding a solution to the problem either.
Oh. We hit the point where the text that was being displayed actually was too big for the dialogue box, so it just stopped displaying. I'm suspicious that maybe... I'm wondering if maybe it didn't load the town's dialogue because it triggered Giralda's instead. I figured I'd come here first in case it triggers another question mark. I'll go down to this question mark and then I'll just make my return trip this way. It'll take the same number of moves to get back here regardless of what path I take, more or less, so I'll just come back here.
You reach the place that was marked on the orcs map, and judging by the sight you are presented with, there is no doubt. This is where the Alfar did their experiments.
Well, this should fix Giralda's problem. Or, if anything will, it'll probably be here. Otherwise, she's screwed. So, hopefully not that.
Dwarves! Oh, how glad I am to finally see members of my own race again. How glad I am to see anyone at all who doesn't want to kill me.
We're here to save you. We've heard that Alfar are experimenting on dwarves. Where are the others?
I am the last one.
There's me too.
You! Ah! So you escaped? Oh, I should have known it.
You were a member of the same group. Okay.
You and Giralda, you know each other?
She was already here when I arrived. The Alpha did experiments on her. They fed her with a tincture from this device, and then it was as if she was a doll. She had to follow their orders. They trained her in battle, and she could do Alpha magic. I swear it. But the last time, something was different. She fought against the orders of the Alpha, beheaded one of them in the end. She set me and the other prisoners free and ran away in the chaos. The Alpha recaptured all of us, apart from her.
Where are the Alpha? Oh, forget it.
Well then. There's like a weird pause in the dialogue where I really thought the game was not going to continue. But I guess it was probably loading them in. And I guess we're gonna have to finish this guy off if we're gonna be able to access any more dialogue. I liked the party we had last time. I think I'll just stick with them. Do I need to equip skills with you? Thought you got a new skill. No. It was you. You got a new healing spell. That's kind of a big deal. Maybe I'll bring you in instead of the tank character then, since I now have a healing spell active. Let's see. I like Chain Lightning's idea. I like Scorch. Maybe not Blast. Yeah, chain healing should be nice. And she also heals herself when she's injured, which would not hurt. So now we have an actual honest to God healing option. Why are you guys so far away? What is that? What is that? That's a nightmare horse. Okay, hello nightmare horse. There's 2 nightmare horses. That one's really far away, apparently. Didn't think that was part of the situation. We just need to kill 30 enemies, period. 2 horses count, I assume.
Yes, what is it?
Probably want to take that guy out, right? He's a baddie. Let's maybe throw some lightning around. Yay. See if I can make some good progress here. Hello, friend.
Take off my gloves.
No, get that one. Boom. Don't want them getting away. So you've got. Let's take out Nightmare Horse if I can. Obviously, just go for rapid fire attacks. I'll try to focus on this character really quick because they tend to run away. So let's see how many attacks I can land in quick succession. We'll do the regeneration skill. Oh, it's gone immediately. So much for that.
What is it?
Now who's got it? You? Okay. I don't have control over you. Okay, Ballard is gonna have to take charge then.
Makes sense.
Let's go for it. Go for it. Go. Oh, she frozen? She's snared. Okay. Significantly reduced options now.
If I have to.
I can try you. Oh, Kungdol's here now. Okay, that works too. Let's see. It seems likely they tried to escape now.
Not a bad idea. All right then. If I have to.
Oh, there she goes. She went over there. Oh, that's easy enough to track.
If I have to.
No, not him. I didn't even point it at him.
Tell you when I'm ready.
Dummy. I should probably try to heal him now.
What is it?
No, heal him.
What is it?
How do you cast the heal? Heavily heals an ally? Okay. Just any ally, or?
And what now?
I normally click to activate spells.
Now you've got me interested.
Just any ally nearby?
If I have to.
Oh yeah, it healed him, more or less. Okay, sure. Where'd she go? There they are. Okay. Should be easy to trace. Oh, you're right on them right now. Cool.
Right away.
There we go. Alright, well that's taken care of. Wow. She can really deal damage. No, I'll deal with you.
Understood.
Let's go for killing blows on the horse before it becomes more of a problem. Wow. It ran around like a lunatic for a bit there. There we go. Alright, horse down. So the Alfar is down. One nightmare horse is down. Maybe keep hitting it just in case? No, it's gone. Okay. And that's about to take care of itself, really. There it goes. And it's just chopping away at the body now. Cool. So I'm just giving the party a chance to heal. So the Alfar is down. Nightmare. I guess we could just call it Nightmare, basically. The Nightmare's down. There's another one downstairs somewhere. But this doesn't really seem to matter to this particular encampment. Choppy choppy.
Now you've got me interested.
Hey, guys. Yep, that's how that goes. An abrupt takedown, perhaps. There's a chain lightning.
Magic takes time.
She's getting snippy. It's good to have a healer. It would have been really nice to have that healer when I was trying to figure out how to do that one big orc ice level that seemed virtually impossible at the time. Oh, I didn't right, I have to finish them off. Get him! Boop. That's that taken care of. Heading back around. The rest of them must be downstairs. We've taken out 2/3 of them now. And most of the tougher ones. Oh, there he is. Everyone hit him at once. Just gonna chop away as fast as I can. Go for it. Oh, I lost him. I can't control him anymore. Well, oh, you'll have to take him out then. Success. She's pretty strong for someone that has a really spammable attack. And you've got a nice heal, which I'm happy to have access to. I just shot my teammate with that.
Take off my gloves.
Whoops. I stunned my entire team. So chain lightning is dangerous to use. Let's maybe not do that anymore.
That was good.
The friendly fire is rough in this game.
Well and yet lost.
You can often friendly fire without even aiming at your enemies. I mean, without even aiming at your
Never
allies.
to see a single Shadow Mare again after Greenglade.
Good job, there was 2 of them then!
Let's have a look around. Maybe there are more survivors, or we might find out something about the potion that Giralda needs.
Oh, still have a level 8. I thought... Nope, we have a few level 8s. I was hoping maybe we hit the next floor, but nope. We have 3 level 10s now. Are they filtering down to the bottom on purpose? I think they might be. Progress is being made. Oh, no one leveled up in the entire party. That almost seems improbable with how many there are. Less than 2 days provisions, unfortunately. But we have rings to sell, and maybe we'll find more.
A rucksack containing everything needed for a few days in the wilderness and an exotic-looking sword.
You're not gonna take that? Or is that his name? Oh, okay. That's his supplies. I thought it was some dead person's supplies.
The danger is over. Once and for all.
Now the horror finally comes to an end.
How is the danger over once and for all? The world's being taken over by the undead, and the Alfar are murdering people, and everything's at war, and there's orcs everywhere. I understood we took care of this individual problem, but saying that the danger's over for once and for all, the additional phrase at the end makes it feel way more final than it at all should, considering what's going on around us.
The elf has been beheaded. He is dead, and even the perished land won't be able to make him rise again.
But that's him. I remember now. He forced me to drink a potion. That's what gave me my powers. I killed him and ran away.
On closer inspection, you see a small rolled-up note in the elf's hand.
A recipe. If I had to guess, probably for Giralda's potion.
Oh. So now we have the potion needed to keep her happy? Recipe for Giralda's potion. Yep. Okay. We'll have to go talk to her then. Oh, maybe I can do it here.
The containers are filled with blood, but it seems thinner and smells sweeter than it should. Presumably the Alfar have done something with it, either for their potions or to use it as paint.
A question is, do we want to brew the potion? She's freaking out like, oh no, I might die without it and stuff like that, but it's hard to say if she would die or if she's just going through withdrawals and maybe would just recover. Like with, real life drugs, for example, where the person's absolutely miserable, but you kind of have to push through that, perhaps. Not that I'm any sort of expert in the field, but without concrete information, it's hard to say for sure whether or not we want to brew the potion, because it might just be making things worse and continuing her dependency on it, and as opposed to getting her through the problem now. Is she gonna have to live out this potion for the rest of her life?
They must be some of the missing villagers.
You wonder whether the Alfar killed them for fun or through their experiments. You hope that they didn't suffer for long, even though you know better.
I may just have to commit to it. We don't have a lot of information to go on, and the only information posed by the game so far... What does that say? That's the belongings. We don't really have much information to go on, and the only stuff we really have to go on so far more or less just implies that I need this potion. So let's try to do her kindness, I suppose, since we don't have reason to think that this is something you just get over.
You have no idea what to do with the various devices and ingredients, but it should be easy for Andakai, as an experienced mager and alchemist, to brew Giralda's potion. You don't wish to spend the night amongst the dead, so you set up camp a little way off. You decipher the recipe for Giralda's potion together with Andakai and Namora.
All in all, the equipment and the process is not hard to understand, despite being a little strange. And the ingredients take some getting used to, even for me. This black water and elf blood, for example.
Is this what gives Giralda her powers?
Andakai nods.
It gives her powers and makes her dangerous. What will she do if the potion runs out and she is driven to madness by thirst? She could force me to brew more and more of the potion for her and find a way to supply the elf blood that is needed for it.
Andakai's gaze pierces you.
I can mix a poison that looks just like her potion. She trusts you, Tungdil. If you give it to her, she will drink it, and we will remove an uncontrollable danger from Girdlegard.
Oh man, they're talking about killing her because she might be dangerous. That's rough.
That would still be murder. No matter how great a danger she may present, she didn't choose her powers, and deserves to live.
Andakai shakes her head in disappointment, but to your surprise, gets to work without another word. After 2 hours, Andakai comes to you and holds out 2 phials that look exactly like Giralda's.
I stick by my opinion, Tungdil. You must recognize how great the danger is. The phial on the left is the potion. In the other is the poison.
Andakai gives you the 2 phials.
Decide wisely.
Before you can say anything, she has already turned away and is marching at a swift pace towards Jiroon.
Tungdil, is the potion ready?
You only just managed to hide the phials from Giralda.
So we could poison her if we want to and kill her. We're not given... The storyline feels underdeveloped. We're not given a lot of reason to fear her. She attacked us once, but then, came out of her daze, and then there haven't been any more episodes. We've been working with her, and nothing's really been going wrong. Her reaction of feeling sick has mostly been that she keeps looking at Andakai hoping she'll brew the potion. We don't have a ton of evidence to want to murder her right now. Even if she may have done stuff bad before she got to us. She's been traveling with us for a long time, virtually without incident. And so it seems like more time should have been spent on the storyline to give this decision more weight.
Yes, here is the potion.
You give Giralda the real potion, and she takes several large swigs.
Thank you, Tungdil. What would I do without... Ugh. What is that? It's burning! You've poisoned me!
You stare at the second phial in your hand, and then at the face of the dwarf, contorted in pain. With a final pain-stricken scream, Giralda collapses in front of you. As the others rush over, you are still standing there, frozen in shock.
She's dead. Take her away.
Without worrying about the objections of the others, Jiroon follows her order. Andakai grabs your shoulder and pulls you aside.
So you gave her the potion? I thought you would.
You swapped them, how could you?
You feel deceived, and anger boils inside you.
Be aware of who you're talking to, Tungdil Goldhand. We may be travelling together, but I am still one of the 6. I have ruled over my realm for many years and made many difficult decisions. This was not one of them. She was a product of Alpha experiments and could have become as great a danger to Girdlegard as Not On.
But perhaps we could have...
You think you can see a hint of sympathy in the Mager's face, but without another word she leaves you where you're standing. For the first time in a long while, you feel just like the stupid, naive Smith who left the cosy vaults in Yonandar so long ago.
Well, shit, and now she's dead and that story's over. The end. So she swapped the vials and killed them. Makes me wonder why she didn't just kill her herself if she's got so much authority and she's so great and everything. But she probably, I guess she needed the trust of my character to be able to actually poison them consistently. Otherwise, she'd basically have to kill her with her own hands because the poison would be harder to deliver from a less trustworthy person. Although I think that she was so dependent on the potion that she would have taken whatever it was and just hoped it would and foregone trust anyway. That's a rough ending to that story. And its abruptness really just, I don't know. It's not a very long game, and that's part of the rough thing, is that it's not a particularly long game, but look how big our party is. Look how big our party is. It has one of the biggest parties I've ever encountered in a game ever, really? It's right up there with Mass Effect 2, which had a massive party, especially if you count the 2 characters you could get from the DLC. And despite having such a massive party, it's a pretty short game, by all counts. And these characters just don't get that much development. Their story arcs don't get that much development. It's moving too fast, unfortunately. It has all the feelings you get from when you watch a movie based on a book series, and it's just going so fast, and you just... If you haven't read the book, if you read the book, you're like, oh yeah, it's just all familiar scenes and it doesn't really bother you. But if you have not read the book, you're like, what's going on? Oh god, everything's moving so fast. Why is everything moving so fast? Because usually adaptations suffer from being way too fast-paced for the amount of content they're actually trying to cover, and it feels like the you just feel it skipping all the time. And I think that's what we're feeling here. I had a higher opinion of the writing. It's still generally okay, but I had a higher opinion of the writing when the story was simpler. The first map, that's when all the magic happened. Cool things happened all over the map. It had a nice take your own time sort of pace, and you only had 2 party members. And that wasn't about how many people you use in combat, but how many people you're traveling with. You just had the 2 other dwarfs, Boendal and Boindel, which meant that you could develop a lot of interactions with those 2 characters and have funny scenes like how you went to that one library and Boindel's like, what if somebody saw you, a dwarf in the library, and all that other stuff. And it's like, it's fun character development. You feel close to those 2 characters. But everyone else just gets dumped on you. Midway through the game, it's like, here's 3 humans. First it's like, here's 3 more dwarves. Then it's like, here's 3 more humans. And then here's that mage now. And here's the random dwarf. And it's like, the party ballooned so quickly, despite spending such a large percentage of the overall campaign with the tiny party, that we haven't had a chance to learn these people's identities, and often, in some of their cases, we barely even have reason for why they're staying with us, and it's all underdeveloped. And you can even sometimes I could easily imagine people looking at the roster of characters and forgetting where some of them even came from, because some of them kind of just showed up with about a couple sentence explanation, and then they're there, and they just stick with you for undetermined amount of times until dialogue happens. So this game would have definitely benefited from more duration. It would benefit from more of everything, though. The map needs more structure, the resource mechanics need more reason to exist, combat needs some more polishing, the game needs more duration for its stories to play out. Everything about it just needs more, unfortunately. Oh, there's just no dialogue here. Weird. I feel like every time we visited had some kind of dialogue, so I assumed that when it didn't trigger, that was because the other dwarf character kind of overrode it. So with alpha experiments done, there's nothing left to do. Well, at least we can feel good that we freed another dwarf. He had the slightly creepy line of, "Finally, someone of my own race." I'm like, oh, that's oddly. If that was said in real life, that'd be creepy, I guess, a little bit. Well, it's pretty much a straight shot to what sure looks like the end of the game, so say goodbye to map, I think.
As you are woken in the middle of the night by Boindel.
Scholar, can you smell it? There are piggies nearby.
You sniff deeply, but don't smell anything but the stench of sulphur. But you do see something moving in the shadows and are immediately wide awake.
Hello. We've got company. Also, I accidentally skipped a line of dialogue again. Whoops. I don't expect stuff to happen in a lot of the open plains, so I'm just sort of clicking along. It catches me by surprise sometimes. Whoops. I actually like my party here. I don't really like using the attacks of our spellcaster because it gets her in trouble pretty quick. Let's get rid of the chain and replace it with the blast. At least then I can. So he pulls a creature towards it and then explodes. Oh, pulls creatures towards it. Okay, so it's a remote thing. That's cool. I can probably trigger that off towards enemies then in the distance, I hope. Yeah, I like chain lightning, but in this game it doesn't work very well because it causes a major problem. I still have the recipe for Giralda's potion. I think that's just going to stay in my inventory for the rest of the game now. Strange. Does she get a new ability? Not yet. It's time to fight! Kill all attackers. Oh, wow. We're being attacked on all directions. Okay. But 2 of them are down already. That was fast. Andokai. Look at that. Let's do it over there. That'll be fun. Oh.
Waste of time.
Okay. So, don't cast that within a football field length of any of my allies, because apparently it hits everyone. Everyone. Okay, she's down here.
All right then.
I can try to heal her.
It can't end like this.
There we go. That's more or less better. That kind of fixed it.
What now?
Is he dead? Wow, Tungdil's just dead. Where is he even? What? Oh, he fell in a hole. Jesus. All right. That's what I get. That's what I get for experimenting with a spell. Creates a massive explosion, drags in people from incredibly far away from its location, and then throws them into death holes where they immediately get removed from combat. Well, shit. This is where more detailed explanations of what spells do, a la, like, say, Tyranny and Pillars of Eternity and other Obsidian games. Nice long explanations of exactly what your thing's going to do would really be nice. Because otherwise, chaos, surprise things happen, and everyone's dead, and then I feel duped by the results because I had no way of knowing in advance what was going to happen.
What is it?
Definitely want to trigger a heal.
If I have to.
Let's throw one of these down. Bye-bye.
Not a bad idea.
And that guy's fun to use, though, when she's not murdering my entire party, at least. Just gonna trigger that way down there where it won't hurt my teammates. There we go, they're dead.
Pleasure.
What is it?
Oink oink, little piggies.
Yes. So. Yes.
Where are the bad guys at?
Yes.
It wouldn't jump? Oh, I ran out of AP. That's fine.
Of course.
Yes. Now you've got me interested.
What's going on down here? Oh, you don't want to piss me off.
Not a bad idea.
Beam! What? Where'd it go? It didn't hit any of them. Oh well. Pain time! Why is no one getting hurt by my spells?
Who's next?
If I have to.
This game needs so many updates to even try to redeem it.
All right then.
The combat is so unpolished that it actually kind of hurts. It's really a shame. There's just so many moments of things not doing what I think they're gonna do, or then things doing one thing one time I press them, but then the next time I try to use them, they just literally don't work. Ah, crap! I lost control of him. I like Ballard. Need to get in there before he dies, because he's in a frenzy and can't be pulled out. There we go. He's on his own now.
Waste of time.
Makes sense.
That frees him up so he doesn't just die now.
Good plan.
I think I could just let her idle over there, because she pretty much just heals herself forever, doesn't she? She seems perfectly capable of taking care of herself. Alright.
And I didn't even take off my
Boop.
gloves.
Oh, there's one of you over here.
This is going to hurt.
What is it?
Alright, he's doing alright.
Yes.
I can bring him back in and they should be able to heal.
Of course. Yes.
Hello. Oops, I meant to hit Q. Oh, I lost control of him. That's why he's not doing what I want. Because he decided to not be mine anymore.
Come here, you.
There we go.
And what?
Not a bad idea.
There are presumably more enemies somewhere.
Have to.
She's so effective at health maintenance. Why would I ever remove her from the party ever again now that she has a heal?
Yes?
It's so effective.
What is it?
Almost comically so. Oh, crap. Okay, yeah, it didn't fully pull her in. I was hoping it wouldn't.
If I have to.
That'll do some damage over there. Oh, I gotta heal you. There we go. Yeah, the heals are effective.
Oink, oink, little piggies!
And yet lost.
Alright, they're doing alright.
Good plan.
Let's just get in there. Actually, let's everyone get everyone away from there and instead go with this. Did it not? It didn't do any damage to them again. This game really needs to work when I do things, or it doesn't work. It doesn't function properly as an RPG with tactical combat if the commands don't work and the skills don't work.
What is it?
Like, that just doesn't make sense. Like, it kind of becomes a farce when the game has the gall to have, like, press spacebar to pause combat because it's such a tactical game that it has a spacebar pause. But then the skills just don't work, and the gameplay just doesn't work on a regular basis. So yeah, a spacebar pause to carefully plan my skills that won't work. That's worth it. Oh, I can't go that way? Okay. So where are the bad guys? There's 6 of them left somewhere.
Not a bad idea.
Are you down here?
Not a bad idea.
Looking for growly orcs somewhere. There's one. Alright. Oink oink, little piggies.
Oink, oink, little piggies!
He just kind of stopped attacking. I got bored fighting people. I know I'm a berserker and stuff, but I'm just gonna stand here and do nothing instead. There's one down. So Ballard definitely has friendly fire problems, unfortunately. Ooh, I can do that. I can use that to my advantage. Let's do... Boop.
What a waste of time.
Who's next?
Oh, I guess we won. While there was still a fight happening. Weird. It just kind of cut off.
After the battle, you finally have time to catch your breath. You check the others one by one to see how they are. Bavragor seems out of it and is staggering with every step he takes.
Bavragor, are you alright?
Agonizingly slowly, he turns to face you. Blood is flowing from his mouth and through his beard.
I made a mistake.
All strength slips from his body and he falls forward. An arrow is protruding from his back.
Andikai, Bavragor has been hit!
You immediately rush towards him. Balandis, next to you, takes his hand.
Too late. The arrow was poisoned. I could feel it. I hadn't planned to return to the kingdom of the secondlings, but I did at least want to complete my task to die in glory.
You won't die, Bavragor. Andikai, can't you?
You turn to the Maga, but one look at her face robs you of all hope. She shakes her head imperceptibly.
We are in the perished land, aren't we? Let me die. Then I can at least complete my task. My defiance will be stronger than the urge to do evil.
Before you can object, Boindil lays a hand on your shoulder.
You know yourself how stubborn we are, Scholar. We should grant him his wish. If he turns on us, then I will take care of him myself.
You've heard about dead dwarves on expeditions in the Perish land defying the bloodlust for many days. But you want to find a better way. Bavragor's breathing is becoming shallower, until it finally stops completely. While Balandis is still sobbing next to you, the stonemason rises suddenly. His face is pale and his eyes seem empty.
Even death can't stop me. I told you, my defiance is stronger.
None of you really know what to say, and finally Bavragor compels you to continue your journey. You can see the inner conflict in the stonemason's face, and you don't know how long he can resist it. You continue on your way with an uneasy feeling.
Well, thankfully it's only 2 days' travel to our destination, I suppose, but that's a awful eerie plot device. Kind of a cool concept to play with in the story and everything. It's just rough that Bavragor is someone that we've had like one conversation with. He's like, I'm here, I'm known as the local drunk, but I'll do the job. And then later on they're like, here's my dark history with Boindle. And then now this. So, like, there hasn't really been any in between. Yeah, the game struggles from the fact that not everyone had the same treatment that Boindle and Boindal had at the beginning of the game, because that texture to their personalities and interactions helps more. Whereas like that, like I should probably feel bad that a character I care about has gone undead, and one way or another, like even though he's still around, he will be gone soon because he can't stick around. But if it's not on the screen, I don't think I could remember Bavragor's name, unfortunately. Him and Goimgar, and probably Fergus in particular, and obviously Jaroon, who doesn't even speak, are characters that have just had so little time. I barely am aware of who they are. Ballandis has barely had time to talk, have any character too. So it's and Rodario and Nomura just have some relatively light development. Probably the most developed characters are still just Tungdil, Boindil, and Andokai, more than anyone else. It's just too crowded of a roster for the time that they have, unfortunately. We have 47 more provisions. That's a healthy amount of provisions to get virtually for free at the last second. And we're using less per day now than we were before because of a certain death. Let's see, so that's the next big stop, right? How do I go that way? What? Why do I have to continue that way? I want to go that way. Did the map just break on me? Oh, no, I can't see it. Oh. It's like right here. It's hidden behind... It's so close that I can't see past the icons. Alright, we're getting pretty close. I should probably make a new save. Just in case. There we go. Since I just realized I hadn't saved for a while.
Bavragor has assured you that everything is all right, but since he came back, he has kept himself apart from the rest of the group. You decide to talk to him during your hike.
Are you really all right?
I feel nothing, Tungdil. I don't feel my body anymore, and my head is strangely empty. I ate things that I used to love, and things that I hated.
He glances at Boindil.
I would like to rip into shreds and devour.
You had no idea that it is so bad. On one hand, you feel an unspeakable pain seeing your companion in this state. On the other hand, you are afraid that he could attack one of you, and you hate being so afraid of Bavragor.
Hey, Mega, tell your henchman he shall look after me. If I do things I shouldn't do, he is to stop me.
Everyone has stopped in their tracks and are all staring at the stonemason. Andokai is the first to free herself from the tense torpor, and with a nod, Jaroon follows the orders, and from that point he doesn't leave Bavragor's side.
Makes sense. Jaroon's probably the one person safest from him because he's huge and so armored, and still not entirely convinced he's alive? I still think he might be some kind of golem or something. Although that one there was that one time that food disappeared when no one was looking, so that seemed to indicate that he eats. But otherwise, aside from that one indication, I think he might just be some kind of golem, basically, which means that he could just endlessly watch over this character and make sure that they don't do anything bad.
You finally reach the place where Keenfire will take on form. The stronghold of the Fifthlings with the hottest forge in Girdlegard. Dragonfire. This is where evil first entered Girdlegard, a disgrace for the Dwarves, who were given the task of protecting it by Vrachus. Since then, the perished land has spread. Alfar and orcs have invaded, and the elves almost eradicated. But you have decided to face up to the evil. You will forge Keenfire and stop Nodon, or die trying. You enter the old stronghold with determination.